All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy February 23rd. Coming to you alive, coming to you well, coming to you worried, you guys. My wife hasn't been home all week. I've been running triple duties with the kids and school and cooking and everything that I can do. But my mother-in-law is not doing too good. So I shared with you guys last week. My mother-in-law is battling cancer, and in the last 2 weeks, particularly, she's just really taken a turn for the worse. And so it's been a struggle. It's been tough. And I just feel for my wife. She's 6 months pregnant, everything that she's going through emotionally and hormone with her hormones. And it's, it's tough. And so what I want to encourage everybody to do is just, call somebody today, hold somebody tight, let them know that you love them. And, this beautiful thing that we call life is fleeting. And so it's just really seeing obviously my mother-in-law go through this, but seeing my wife go through this, especially at a time where she should be enjoying herself and just like at home and nesting. She's sleeping on a couch at grandma's house just to be next to her. And so it's just been really tough, you guys. So my sentiment to everybody, I don't want to make the mood somber in any way, shape, or form, but I'm always going to be real with you about what's going on in my personal life because I'm no different than you. Just call somebody, let them know you love them, send a hug out to somebody. If your parents are still here, give them a call and tell them that you love them. And so that's my thoughts and that's my sentiment. And we're going to shift gears in the conversation. As always, I always have somebody bring us out on the field. That person sets the tone, shares their sentiment, shares their energy, and gets this train moving on down the tracks. And so I don't think this person has done this before. That's why I'm going to go right over to you. And I do want to encourage you guys to get yourself here, get yourself on camera. Good morning, Oaf McGoaf. How you doing, big dog? Good to see you.
Doing good, doing good.
Good to see you, my friend. All right, Abel, you're going to take us out on the field, big dog. You got to imagine we're in the tunnel. We're about to head out into the field for game day, whatever sport, but you're going to share with us your thoughts and your energy on this beautiful Monday morning. And let's get this show on the road.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, my thoughts is just keep grinding, keep pushing, and regardless of the results at the moment, eventually they're gonna get there. So just keep believing in yourself, and it'll happen. I promise you that.
Wow, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I've said this time and time again. That's the part of this business that we have to be okay with is doing a lot of work sometimes and not seeing the payoff, but knowing that I'm inching my way closer and closer and closer. And so I appreciate that. I remember when we came over from came over from Climb to EXP. I remember Julie, who's been a resident top producer for 6 years now. She went 9 months without a deal, like 9 months. And listen, that's an extreme case, but she didn't allow it to buckle her. And she has been with us since day one. And so I have some thoughts for you guys this morning. And Blessing, I'm going to go over to you really quick. First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys. You guys submitted some requests for topics, and on Wednesday we have a guest speaker. This person, his name is Jahi Johnson. He represents a very very elite group of investors, buyers, and sellers. He represents athletes, and so he was an ex linebacker at USC, sold LL Cool J's house. He represents people from the Warriors, USC, NFL players, some unnamed, some named. But what he's done is first off, he built a financial planning business, and then he became a lender, and then he became a realtor because all those worlds really coincide. And so what he's going to come on, he's going to teach you the fundamentals of investing in real estate. Obviously, we're going to take that away, but he's going to teach you also the difference between an LLC and S Corp. And he's going to talk to you about tax advantages and how he got started. I think he now owns over 20 doors in state as well as out of state. So is that something that you guys would find valuable? Give me a thumbs up, give me an emoji, take yourself off of mute. Okay, cool. So he'll be here on Wednesday. And here's the cool thing about Jahi. Jahi is a super humble dude, has a beautiful family. And I coach him on the side and just to help him grow. And he wants to improve his public speaking skills. He wants to get in front of more people. And I said, what is it that you're passionate about? He said, this is what I'm passionate about. I said, I'm going to give you the mic. And he's like, all right, man. So we've been practicing this presentation. And so he's going to come here. And I'll tell you what, when he gets flowing, when he tells you about where he's been and what he's been able to create, it's absolutely incredible. Now, average sales price for him is probably right around $5 to $7 million. Okay, so it's somebody that we could all learn from. And then when we think about S corp, when we think about LLC, when we think about tax benefits, how the rich keep buying property so they can not continue to pay taxes because taxes is our biggest expense. And so he's going to teach you guys some really, really important framework. So that's going to happen on Wednesday. But back to blessing. You guys submitted some topics this last week, and I really appreciate that. And I'll listen to those and I'll make sure that you'll see that reflected in our coaching. But Blessing had asked if she could run a session based around standards and consistency and why people don't show up. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that. So Blessing, give me a little bit more context of when you wrote that. What was kind of your intention with saying, Elias, I'd love to lead a session on that.
I was I was really thinking selfishly about the moments that I've had along the last 2.5 years since being on the team, and just moments of being stuck. And if it weren't for like you and Otis and Lisa and Ophelia, there's so many people that along the way have just like sat me down, held my face, and had a conversation with me to like move me through that. So as I've been fortunate enough to do that for other people as kind of like a give back in this space, it just felt like if that's something that I really wanted to develop, similar to what you're doing with Jahi on Wednesday, is that I would love the opportunity to coach and guide through a lot of people, like work through what that looks like. And I'm sure that like there would be some benefit from it, but it's definitely something that's really near to my heart as far as developing that coaching skill, because I do it so much for other people, but I'm trying to refine it. And in this space and thinking about being stuck, I think so many people are stuck, don't know how to say it, or are ashamed to say it, to be completely honest. And you don't have to be. And I think that's the biggest message. You don't have to be. Like, there's literally every single person is dealing with the same thing. But if we could have a conversation or thought patterns to work through it, I'd love the opportunity to work through that with people.
Yeah, I would love it. And so let's you and I plan a session where you'll do 80% of the talking. You're going to create the slides and we're going to have a really cool flow. A couple other things to look forward to. And I appreciate you raising your hand on this. A couple other things to look forward to. We're going to do an all-star panel. We're going to have top agents on the team as well as not on the team. We're just going to do a roundtable discussion. We're going to pick a couple topics. So we'll do social media, we'll do business operations, we'll do non-negotiables, and we'll do their prospecting to see how each of them developed and grew their business and how they stay in the ring, right? How they stay in the ring after all these years when they've all been faced with adversity, because each of us are the same, right? Some of us choose to step up and some of us choose not to. And so we're going to do some cool things. I'm also going to bring in two very special people, and that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. These two people collectively sold over 180 homes last year from TikTok. Okay. I don't know much about TikTok. Instagram's my platform, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring two people that know a thing or two about TikTok. So sound good, you guys? Listen, more and more that you guys provide your feedback, the more and more we can grow this group. And I'm going to get right into my slides for today. So welcome. Alexis says that sometimes she hears me in the back of her head ringing and saying these three words: move the needle. You guys, it's Monday. I'm not here to play games. And my hope is that you're not here to play games, is that you woke up early or you were already awake. And you said, you know what? I'm coming to coaching because I expect my coach to deliver. I expect for him to deliver thoughts. I expect for him to deliver perspective, and I expect him to hold me accountable. And let me pause for a second. Is that why you showed up today? Is that why you showed up today? To get some game? To be held responsible? To be offered some perspective? And if there's anything else that you want and you need from these sessions, you please put it in the chat down below and do not be quiet. Now, before we get serious, before we get into coaching, just want to pause and give this little dude a little bit of love. Okay? I want to pause and give this little dude a little bit of love. And I put a quote on there, and I put, in the face of adversity, we find ourselves, and keeping it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision. This little dude stole my heart. If you don't know who this dude is called Punch the Monkey. He was bullied by all the other monkeys, and all he had was his little security blanket, which is his stuffed animal. So anytime that the bigger monkeys would be mean to him, he'd go back to his little monkey and he'd cradle it. And then finally, one of the other monkeys befriended him. So he's got a homie at the zoo. But this story was just so sweet and so powerful. And so over the weekend, as I'm looking on social media, I'm always looking for opportunities. I'm always looking for ideas. So I send this over to Roma and Judith. I said, can you just take this image, put some words of mine on there, and then I'm going to post it on social media. So it's like, you got to look at what's going on around you. If something like that hits you, then talk about it. There's something as small as punch the monkey, talks to your spirit and your soul, then put that on your social media. And I promise you, things like that do really, really well. But let's get right into the slides for today. We're going to get going. Boom, bam, we're in. So move the needle Monday. This is holding the line, standards, consistency, and identity. And Blessing, you're going to hear some words that came directly from what you put into the type form, which I want to give you all of the credit to say thank you for sparking this idea. We're going to come full circle. You and I are going to do a session. You're going to lead most of that. But I want to go into this, you guys, and I want to give you guys some truth. But my question before I give you this truth, I just want to ask, are you ready? Okay, are you ready for some truth? Throw a hand up, give me an emoji, give me a reaction, give me a smile, give me a cut the camera off. That's a response as well. Okay, that's a response as well. So, Brianna, I appreciate it. And listen, Brianna, I don't know how you do it. Cheer competitions, traveling, the back and forth, all that stuff. We did cheer for 2 seasons. Oh my God. Oh my God, that whole world of cheer, that ain't for the faint of heart, my friend.
I feel like I'm hungover. I don't even drink. Somebody help me. Not only did I just cheer out all weekend long, my daughter got her goat this morning and we had to go feed it. Who the hell do I think I am?
You got a goat and you have chickens and you have dogs and you have, okay. Well, shout out to you, Supermom. Shout out to you.
I am going to say this, all freaking worth it. My daughter's team came and they dominated. The amount of proud I am. I mean, if that doesn't make you want to get up on Monday and dominate your business and dominate your life, I don't know what is. These girls took first in their division, or first in their little divisions. They took level champs. So out of all level 1 teams that were there, they beat them. Um, then they took grand champs, which we've been coming for 3 years and didn't get. This year, those girls took it.
Let's go.
Also,
There's more.
there's more. Cliffhanger. We just beat the highest score of a school nationals ever.
Wow.
So, if my
Congratulations.
16-year-old can get up and get on a stage in front of thousands of people on a mat with her team and work that out. And let me tell you, we had a girl with a messed up knee. My daughter got sick on Saturday. These girls were crying and scared behind stage, but they get up, those lights turn on, and they do things that just give you goose pimples.
Wow. Well, Brianna,
And
she's a mini you, like the way her mannerisms, the way that she talks, the tonality. Like, good job, mom. Like, let's give some love and light and some positive energy to Brianna for being such a great mom. And her husband travels a lot, so a lot of the time she's planning, prepping, and preparing while her husband's on the road. So, my friend, my heart goes out to you. Shout out to you. Love that. You tell her congratulations from all of her aunties and uncles. Okay.
thank you guys. And yes, that makes so everybody make this Monday amazing. Kick this week's butt. Let's move the needle.
I love this. I love this. All right. So since you guys said you were ready, then here it is for you. And here's the truth. And listen, I'm not here for shade. I'm here for perspective. I'm here to give you guys some things to think about on this early Monday morning. And here's what it is. Since you guys said you were ready. And I don't know why that's not there. Hold on. I don't see. I'm just, I got excited. And then I don't know where it is now. Oh, because it's blocked. Okay, cool. So let me first off unhide this and get back to, are you ready? Okay. Act like you guys are still ready. All right. So since you are ready, let me put this up on the screen. I heard this and I thought it was really, really powerful. You don't have a business problem. Okay. You have a personal problem showing up in your business. I'm gonna let that land for a second. You don't have a business problem. You have a personal problem showing up in your business. I'm just gonna pause, and I'm gonna get somebody to grab the mic and just give me their interpretation of that. Obviously, I have mine. I think we're all going to align on this of what that actually means at the core of it. But who wants to share with me their interpretation of what is on the screen right now? Because I think, my friends, this is powerful and there's a lot of depth behind this. So I'll pause for a quick second. Somebody bold, grab the mic, share with me what your interpretation of this, what's on the screen.
Start.
Let's go, Philip. I appreciate. And listen, you guys, I want to pause for one quick second. This is his second time at Keep It Moving group coaching, and he spoke his first time, and he spoke his second time. Don't be the people that come on the screen and don't contribute. You guys all have a voice, and when you speak, other people sit here and they resonate with what you share. It's not about my session. This is your session. So, Philip, what do you got for us, big dog? Give us an interpretation of what this is. And mind you, his business hasn't even started because he's brand new. So, Philip, share with me your thoughts, sentiment, and energy around what's on the screen.
Awesome. Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. I think that what this is trying to convey is that you create personal roadblocks in your mind, and that's what stops your business. So it's not the actual business itself. It's yourself causing these roadblocks and not advancing, not moving the needle, if you will.
Smart. Anybody else have a thought and interpretation of that? Let's go, Karen. Once again, a guest of ours from Las Vegas. Karen, good to see you, my friend. Love our review coming together. Let's roll.
Now I'm put together. So yes, I agree with Philip. Like sometimes in our business, if we don't have like time blocking or we don't have anything on our calendar, it's easy. And because we own our business, it's easy to just say like, oh, I'm gonna clean the house, or oh, I'm gonna go to Costco and do all of my errands, just to push like, just because you don't want to do like the cold calling or stuff like that, or just because you don't want to film video. So I think that I do agree with Philip. It's like sometimes we just put our own roadblocks in our head, and then we prolong the things that we should be doing when we should be doing it consistently.
Wow. Really good stuff. I love this. Similar thought process on this, different, articulation of it. So let's continue going on. I'll go Blessing, then we'll go Gary, then we'll go Julia. Blessing, what do you got for us, my friend? I'll put it back up on the screen in case anybody rolled in late and they missed that. Here we go, my friend. Let's roll.
Oh, I love what Philip and Karen said, because so business is just it's a construct. It's just a frame, and we get to bring like ourselves to it. And as soon as you put the quote up, something came to mind saying that success exposes our weaknesses. It just brings out who we are. So people think that money is bad. It's like, no, money exposes what's really in your heart. So the things that we do show up, and how we are, I'm getting a little tongue tied, but the pressure of business, the pressure of showing up just exposes like where we are on the inside. Do you believe that you're worthy of being successful? That's going to be a you question, not the fact that this house needs to be sold. So everything that you think you might be running from, or you think that is fine to move forward, success just exposes it, and you get to say, I'm okay with this, or I'm not. So it's never the external. It's always coming from inside.
Man, powerful, Blessing. Powerful. Really, really good stuff. Let's go over to Gary Archer. Then we'll go Julia. Then we'll go Nikki. Then we're going to shift gears in the conversation. It's back on the screen, big dog. You don't have a business problem. You have a personal problem showing up in your business. Ooh, let's go.
I think everyone so far, hit it on the nose. I just want to add to the perspective. I think the same things everyone else said, but I think there's something that some people, I find in the music industry as well, they have a fantasy of what success looks like and how they accomplish it. So in their mind, they have this movie going on of like, oh, if I do this or this, it's going to happen. And then all of a sudden, new tasks are thrown their way. And they're like, whoa, I didn't know that was part of this. And now like they said, you get in your own way, your personal disbeliefs. But this fantasy of success, I think, scares people because they see people, but it's hard to see where they went from A to B. So people just want to go straight to B. They're like, oh, I just want to be successful by acting successful without doing the work.
Mm. Wow, man. Really, really good stuff. I love this. Julia, I know that you're probably on the road if I've nailed this right. So, Julia,
Yep.
great to hear. Let's go, Julia. I'll put it back on the screen, or are you clear?
I'm good. Wait, what's on the screen? Oh, no, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of what Blessing said, I think a lot of times for me personally, when I hit roadblocks and that I blame on my business, it's literally because I'm not focused on what life would look like if I just did those things. So if I just look at, I want to do 15 to 17 million this year. I've been consistently doing 10 to 12. What what would look different in my life? And being so clear and focused on that will help me get past those roadblocks. And sometimes, like, I think I just get so comfy and complacent doing what I've been doing that it just feels harder, and those personal roadblocks come up instead of me just grinding and putting in the work and just being super focused on the end goal. But that's what it is, and that's how it comes up for me, and that's what I've realized recently.
Well, I appreciate that, my friend. And I think it is. It's like, look at your personal life and say, okay, it's like, oh, well, if I'm not loyal in my personal life, then I'm probably not loyal to my business. Like simple things like that. Well, if I'm not disciplined with taking care of myself, how do I expect myself to have the discipline to prospect every single day at a very, very high level? And so everything that we have in our business is a result of what we are doing in our personal life. And this really resonated with me. Let's go, Nikki. Then we're going to go, Alex. We're going to go rapid fire on you guys. Let's go, Nikki. What's your thoughts and contribution? Good to see you out on the mission yesterday or the day before with Maori, your sidekick. Let's go, Nikki. What's your thoughts and sentiment on this conversation?
Hey guys, thank you. Happy Monday, guys. With what everyone said, I completely agree. And I always go back to consistency. So how you show up in life is what matters. How you show up in your personal life and business life should be the same. You should be an honest person in your personal life and be a different person in your business life. When you lack discipline, of course, it's going to leak in to both areas in your life. Like if I'm going to work and I'm kind of rushing because I'm late, so I'm going to go there starting my day off being anxious because I'm late or being in a bad mood, or how to detach personal life to work life, So it's just being consistent, being emotionally grounded, and yeah, being disciplined and not show up, be on time, because how you feel about yourself will always show. So I agree with everyone who shared earlier. It's being consistent, it's being disciplined, it's showing up, because your disciplines will show and your lack of disciplines will also show.
Yeah. God, I love that. And Nikki, I appreciate you. Appreciate you for stepping up and having a continued voice in this space. It's great to see how far that you've come, and I appreciate your vantage point on this. Let's go, Alex, and then Oliver, we're going to stop at Oliver because we've got a bunch to cover today. So Alex, what do you got for us, big dog?
It's basically going from 95% execution and 5% training to 95% training. So when you're executing at that 5%, you're executing at a high level. And when Alex Honnold climbed the skyscraper, he wrote a book, and in his book he explained that if there's any point where he's stressed or he's anxious, then he did something wrong. He didn't train hard enough. Athletes train at a high level 95% of the time. When they show up to the game, they're there to play. All of it is in their subconscious. So if you're showing up any day of the week and you're stressed or anxious or you're feeling behind, it's because you didn't train hard enough. So everything is 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years out. So if you're not training regularly, you're going to fall behind. We're already behind. We're already 3 months, 6 months behind. So practice the prospecting every day, and practice the things that you need to do ahead of time, so that way when you have to be there, you can be there on time.
Man, really, really cool perspective on this, Alex. And it made me think about this. I was thinking the other day, somebody told me that they don't like scripts. And I don't necessarily like scripts either. And having this conversation with Alex, it made me really put this into perspective. You see, I don't believe in scripts. What I believe in is I believe in conditioning the subconscious mind to have dialogue. And sometimes it takes from you just practicing scripts over and over and over again. Then over time, your conscious mind takes over, and that's just how you communicate, right? That's just how you communicate. But you did the reps so many times that now it just feels like that's just how I communicate, right? I don't, every single time I talk to somebody, shit. Well, hi, how are you? Good. Thank you for asking. No, it's just part of who I am. So I've trained my subconscious mind over and over and over again. So when I'm during the climb, my conscious mind is in the moment and that is taken over. And so that's why we practice so hard on you guys understanding dialogue. So it gets ingrained into your subconscious. And then it's just the way that you show up. It's the way that you communicate. So Alex, really, really powerful perspective. Let's go, Oliver. I'm going to shift gears in the conversation. Let's roll, big dog. And I appreciate all this contribution early on a Monday morning. Let's roll, Oliver.
Hi, everyone. So I want to make two quick contributions. The first one is that the concept of, many of us think we're doing a lot and maybe we're showing up and putting a lot of effort, but that's not the same thing as actually tracking stuff. Because I've realized in my personal life, I had many times the impression I was doing a lot. I've never been a slacker ever. I've always worked hard, but sometimes I was not actually doing as much as I thought I did. Basically, I was lured by myself, basically. And I noticed this, I started running. And before tracking my runs, I would never be great or run a lot. And now I use this app Strava. It's just an analogy, but by tracking how long and how far I'm going, it's a game changer because now I have actual metrics. So just a little reminder for us to really track our metrics. And I think that's going to make a huge difference. The second point I want to make unrelated is this weekend I was at a real estate summit in Fremont for real estate investors. And there were many, many things I could talk about, but I just want to say one, which is the fact that, we're realtors, but we're most importantly business owners, as has been said many times in the trainings. And just we need to remember the different components of a business owner. And, and those are basically leadership, which Elias talks a lot about. And then there's the marketing department, we're marketers. Then there's the sales department. And then there's the finance department. So for me personally, I already knew this, but as a new realtor, I'm trying to think to myself, what does that mean for me? How am I a realtor, but also a business owner? And how am I doing in all of those components? Leadership, marketing, sales, and operations. That's what I want to say. Yeah.
Man, I appreciate this. My early mentor told me that he's like, you're a CEO. So that means you have to run your accounts payable, you have to run your marketing department, and you have to make sure that you have a fluid sales department or else this company does not succeed. And so I appreciate that at a high level. Yeah. And that burden, my friends, is all on your shoulders. So your business, my friend, it's a mirror and it doesn't lie. Your calendar, your bank account, your follow-up, your leadership, your consistency, those are all receipts on how well you are showing up. And so let's go into some additional framework. Most business problems are really avoidance dressed up as strategy, insecurity hiding behind perfectionism, right? Oh no, it has to be perfect for me to do it. No, I'll wait until I get it done. I got to look right. So it's insecurity hiding behind perfection, and then lack of self-trust disguise it as I need more training. Listen, you guys, you have all the training in the world for you. I promise you. You're going to go out there and you're going to encounter a situation with the consumer that you never learned in training. You're going to go knock on a door, and what's going to happen is that your natural dialogue and how you connect with people is just going to take over in that moment. Then you're truly going to connect with another human being. People say all the time, well, I need to learn the app. I need to learn Instagram, how to edit. I need the music. No, you don't. You just need to put some raw material out there and then grow over time by using the app. And so don't hide behind, oh, I need more training. So let's continue on in this. If someone says, I can't find motivated clients, they probably struggle to lead themselves. Right? Because there's motivated clients out there for all of us. We know that there's a huge demand right now for buyers. We know that there's opportunities out there. There's multiple offers on particular listings in particular neighborhoods. I'm overwhelmed. And I hear this a lot of the time. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm burned out. And typically why that happens is that they don't honor their boundaries or their priorities. They allow everybody to steal their time, their energy, and then they suffer because they didn't put up a shield. They didn't put up boundaries. I'm stuck. They are protecting an old identity that feels safe. And I think that's a really, really important line there. They feel stuck because they are unwilling to let whatever they had as a protection blanket for many years, an old self, an old identity, how everyone else viewed them over their life. Well, you've become something different. You have grown. You have shed layers. And oftentimes what we do is we're holding on to something that is no longer the higher self that we want to be today. The business just exposes what's unsolved and unresolved internally. So let's continue cruising on, you guys. Here's the shift. Here's the shift. You don't fix pipelines first. You don't fix scripts first. You don't fix systems first. What you fix is you fix you. You fix your self-image by reading, by studying, by analyzing, by making sure that you are mentally conditioning yourself to be a better person, to be the person that is a $100 million producer, a $50 million producer, a $10 million producer. You have to have the discipline, emotional regulations, and you have to set standards for yourself. You have to set standards for yourself. My friends, if you do not have standards, then anything can come in the way. Your business goes ups and down. One week you posted on social. Next week you didn't do anything. Sometimes you prospect, sometimes you don't. That's not a standard. That is a compromise. That is a compromise. The stories you repeat when things get hard, when an identity upgrades, behavior follows. When behavior follows, results compound. So let's go further into this conversation. Here's the real talk about this, you guys. Your business is not broken. It's loyal. It is loyal to who you are being, not who you say you want to become. Just want to pause there for a second, you guys. It's loyal to who you are being, not who you say you want to become. You see, if you say you want to become this person that does $1 million in GCI, if you say you want to do all of these things, are you actually living that person right now? Are you loyal to that person? Are you loyal to the person you're being right in this moment? The moment someone takes personal ownership, the business stops fighting them, and that's when the momentum returns. And that's when alignment kicks in. And that's when keep it moving stops being a slogan and becomes a standard for you. You guys, when I created this business, it's about keeping it moving towards our dreams, goals, and vision. And I don't take that lightly. You see, that's when keep it moving becomes a part of your identity and says, you know what? No matter what, I am growing. I'm advancing. I'm stepping forward. I'm shedding old layers. I'm working on my identity. I'm fixing my discipline. I'm working on my calendar. You see, I'm not just saying this shit because it's in this season. I'm not just saying that because it's fucking novelty. I've done the work myself, and I want to instill these belief systems into each of you. And is it hard? Absolutely. It is so hard. But I promise you, I know what's on the other end of it, and I know what is possible for each and every one of us. So let's go to accountability. And I totally flipped the script on this. I was doing accountability first, but I figured we would go to that part of the conversation first. Accountability review, last week's body of work. And this is where some of you will fade out, and I don't want you to. So stay locked in with me. I want you to answer out loud or in the chat. I want you to tell the group how many conversations you actually had last week. Appointments that you set, appointments that you actually met with, the content that you posted, and one action that you avoided, but knew that it mattered so much, but for whatever reason, you avoided that. So either put it in the chat or raise your hand and get on the mic and share. So I'll pause for a second because I want some interaction on this one, you guys. And do not be shy at all. So who's going to be the first person to put it in the chat and or raise their hand and answer those questions there? And I'll just pause for a quick second. And don't leave me hanging, because I'm just going to call on somebody if you leave me hanging. So let me stop my share. Okay. All right, cool. So let's go here. I'm going to go to the chat first. So I've never seen success built on excuses. Right. Melody said 25 conversations, one appointment set, one BRBC sign, 3 homes showed, and 3 reels posted. All right, cool, you guys. Congratulations, Mel, on an amazing week. Blessing said 5 conversations and 1 appointment. Keep it coming, you guys. Either take yourself off of mute if you're doing something in the background and just share with us verbally, or put it in the chat down below. Now, I'm going to assume that everybody's writing. That's why we're having this lull right now. Is that what's happening? All right, cool. 6 conversations. Congratulations, Jennifer. What an incredible week. All right, cool. And then keep them coming, you guys. TT, are you writing? Yes? Okay, cool. 5 conversations. Okay, cool. All right. Gary said he had 30 conversations, 4 appointments, 7 homes showed, 9 reels, and 1 in contract last week. I mean, solid week. Alex said 3 conversations, minimum a day, and a reel a day. TT said that she had 20 conversations. Alex said 0 appointments. TT said 5 appointments. Saray said 10 conversations, 3 appointments, 1 met, 8 homes, 2 reels. Oaf Dog said 10 conversations, 2 BRBC signs, 2 offers submitted, and 2 appointments. Okay. I absolutely love this, you guys. And if you're not writing, if you're not raising your hand, then you are not stepping into accountability. You are walking away from accountability. So feel free to get involved in the conversation. Diana, brand new to our team, 10 conversations, 3 buyer consultations, appointments set, 5 Instagram reels posted in 1 week. I love this. Cassie says 0 appointments, at least 1 story. Okay. Karen, let's go to you, my friend, and then we're going to talk about appointments in just a second. Let's go, Karen. What do you got for us?
Okay, so I do post on Instagram and Facebook every single day, and I do post on like my stories multiple times a day. But I had 2 buyer consultations last week. I had I opened 2 escrows, and I also had a first-time home buyer workshop on Saturday, which there was about like 12 people who showed up.
Let's go, my friend. Congratulations. I love this. I love this. Brandy said 30 conversations, 10 appointments, 5 offers, 4 consults, and at least 3 posts. You guys, this is really powerful. And what I want to ask you guys and encourage you guys to do is if you didn't have an appointment last week, I understand things happen. Well, did you do the activity to get an appointment? And then if you did the activity and you didn't get an appointment, that's an analyzation piece. What am I saying? What am I not saying? What am I writing? What is the type of responses I'm getting back from my consumers? Where am I hitting friction? That, my friends, that is a coaching call. And I'm down to help you. Like if you're doing the activities and you're just not seeing the results, get on my calendar. Get on my calendar. I will offer my perspective, my support, and it will help you get better on your closing of your appointments. But I love what's happening in the chat, you guys. Really good stuff. Shout out to Karen for actually grabbing the mic and sharing. Needle moving focus for this week. So obviously we covered this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on this week right now. And let's keep it very simple. Each of you lock in. What's 1 revenue producing action that you will commit to this week? Just 1 visibility action this week and 1 personal standard that they will not negotiate. This is 1 personal standard you'll hold yourself to. And when you think about visibility action, you guys, you have to own your visibility. It is 2026. This whole conversation of, oh yeah, I got to get myself on social. Literally, I find it ludicrous. What are you waiting for? Like, what are you waiting for? There's people with less talent than you that have less commitment, less drive, that are going to smoke you, because all they're doing is they're just posting their stuff consistently imperfect. So you guys have to find a way. So the question for each of you is, if I locked in this week, 1 revenue producing action, 1 visibility action, and 1 personal standard that you will not negotiate this week. And if you could only do these 3 things this week, would actually move the needle. And I promise you, if you could just do simple things, you're going to see a tremendous impact in your business. Imagine this. The sun is out. Imagine if for just the next 5 days, you knocked on 50 doors every single day. Imagine that. Okay? Where do you think you would be at for conversations by the end of the week? If you don't have an escrow right now, go put your shoes on and go knock a neighborhood. What do I knock? Find the houses that sold for over asking price and go let the neighbors know. Okay? Promise you, you're going to find people that want to talk to you. You're going to find people slamming the door, but that is okay because that's why we're in real estate. We have to accept the rejection just as we accept the idea of us making a lot of money, right? You have to be willing to take the knocks on the chin over and over and over, knowing that it's putting you 1 step closer to getting yourself in a contract. Make sense, you guys? Okay, good. Appreciate it. The social truth, the social media truth. Let's go here, you guys. You know, I am obsessed about this. I talk about this a lot because I know the power. What stops you from posting? And obviously, I could be a hard ass. I could try to coach you through this, but I think if you are not posting, once again, it is not a business problem and a big business challenge. It's a personal challenge. It's a personal challenge. So what stops you from posting? What story do you tell yourself when you don't? And who are you protecting? Is it ego or your future self? You see, when you think about the story you tell yourself of all the reasons why you should be posting, the reasons that you're going to create impact, the reach, being a digital mayor, all the things that we talk about. Is that the story that you're buying into? Or are you buying into the story of, oh my God, I don't like the way I look, or no one wants to hear me, or whatever it is, like self-defeating, right? I look at my social media as it's a continuation of my vision. If all of a sudden I stop posting on social media, people would think, is this vision still alive? No, my vision is loud. It is clear. I am absolutely in alignment with where I'm going. But if I all of a sudden took a week off because I got busy, mind you guys, I'm busy. I got kids. I got a mother-in-law that's dying of cancer right now. My wife hasn't been home all week. I'm having to get the baby ready. I'm having to go grocery shopping. Like all the things. I'm busy. But how do I show up? Like, how do I show up? Like, if I can't be an example for you, then I'm a phony. I'm a fraud. Like, I got to be an example for everybody on these calls and everyone that will see it in the future. I got my own shit, but no matter what, I'm going to show up. And here's the real talk. Inconsistency isn't a strategy issue. It's an identity leak. People disappear when they don't trust themselves to hold the line. Hold the line. You are not inconsistent. Your standards are just conditional. Your standards are just conditional. It's okay for you not to show up. It's okay to not have your marketing in place. It's okay for you not to prospect every single week to make sure that you're going on appointments. You keep that as optional. You're okay with that. A standard says, no, I'm locked in this room until I get an appointment. I am knocking until the sun goes down if I have to. I am posting until somebody raises their hand and says, we're actually thinking about buying or selling. That's a standard. Standards are non-negotiable. They're immovables because the moment you move a standard, my friends, you no longer have a standard. It no longer exists. All right. Psychology of holding the line. And this is for you, Blessing. This is where leaders are forged. And here's the distinction. Motivation is emotional. Standards are structural. You see, the motivation comes and goes, but the standards that's a part of your structure. That's a part of your foundation. And here's the key truths. High performers don't feel like it either. You look on the team, you look on this call, the people that are winning at a high level, they don't feel like it. They don't feel like sometimes getting up early in the morning, going for the walk, going for the gym, taking care of their kids, going and doing whatever they need to do and going to the office. Like they don't feel like it, but they remove how they feel and say, I'm going to take action despite. They just don't debate with themselves. Standards remove decision fatigue and the identity. The person you say you are becoming, what would they do today? What would they do today? This person that when you close your eyes and you could see the $1 million worth of GCI, and this and that, and the impact that you've made for your family, and the travel and the homes that you've bought, and the people that you've been able to change their lives. The person you say you are becoming, what would they do today? What would they do today? I promise you, they want to get off this call and not do anything. They wouldn't go a week without prospecting at a high level. That person that they see themselves becoming, that person would be on social media. Why? Because they want to give themselves as many opportunities to be seen and to be heard and to create that vision for themselves and to build on that brand. So I'm going to leave you guys with that one more time. The person who you say you are becoming, what would they do today? God, what would they do today? So I'm going to pause and I'm going to go over to you guys. And I just want to say thank you, Blessing, because you inspired this whole entire conversation. You inspired these slides. We're going to go farther into this, but I'm going to get some thoughts, key takeaways, and dialogue from you guys. And please don't be shy. Get yourself involved in the conversation. It means a world to you when you start speaking this out, and it means a world to the people that are on this call. Let's go, Brandy Alfonso. What do you have for us, my friend?
I love this conversation, and it was a conversation that I've had to consistently, I feel like sometimes we have to consistently have these conversations with ourselves, when we're making ourselves self-aware of where either we're lacking or what needs to be better. And on the topic of, why are we not posting? Why are we not showing up? Why are we not doing some of the activities? Some of it I realized by studying others and myself is the thought process of, well, where do I start? And then you go, okay, well, I'm going to door knock, or I'm going to post this amount of reels, or whatever it may be. We spend too much time thinking about what to do to get there, rather than just picking up and going. Literally open the door and walk out and go knock. You don't have flyers? So what? Go knock. You don't have content to post? So what? Press record. And I've realized this flow recently. Morgan and I have had this flow of door knocking. And like last week, we were like, okay, what are we going to do? Let's try businesses. And we literally were like, we don't know what the plan is. Let's just go. And it was so amazing. We have taken the weekend to kind of form now a better plan to go forward. And it just has me thinking, like, the most important thing is, no pun intended, to keep it literally moving. Stop sitting there and thinking about it. Once that thought comes of, I need to do this, this, and this, it's literally about the execution to get there. And then spend whatever amount of time frame studying how you can make that better. Okay, next time we're going to go with flyers. Next time we're going to make packets. This is the script that we should have followed to keep our conversations more of a flow. And I think the same thing with posting on Instagram is just record, like show up. People want to see us. They want to see us. They like, as much as we can plan for the content to be professional or looking a certain way, showing up truly as ourselves, even if it's just in our stories. Like there's a lot that I post in my stories that I don't actually make content, or vice versa. Or sometimes I'll go back and I'm like, oh my gosh, that story did so good. Let me save that and I'll repurpose it for a reel. And it's just really about showing up and actually doing the things and making no excuses. And I think when you realize, like, I ran an 8K over the weekend. I'm just gonna put that out there. Ran an 8K. Should not have ran, have been told not to run, but ran 8K. And as I ran, like, I wasn't even in the first mile. And in my head, I wanted to like cry. I was like, who do I call? I don't want to do this. Brandy, your great ideas are not really that great, blah, blah, all this stuff, right? And I realized the reason why I run is the feelings of what it gives me when I'm in a dark place. How are we going to make it through? How are we going to get there? How are we going to keep going? Like, there is no giving up. There's nobody around, Brandy. Your phone now is not working. Like, there's no way out. What are you going to do? Just sit on the side of the road? And it made me kind of realize, like, that's the analogy. Like, do the hard things because it's going to remind you of the flow to get to the finish line. Did I finish? Heck yeah. Out of 219 people, I finished at 161. Thank you very much. So it's just, I just say that because if you've ever had adversity in your life, you can think of how it felt during that time. Do you want to go back there, or do we want to keep plugging away? So.
Wow. Randy, really, really powerful stuff. I appreciate, like, going to the dark places, like that's where we're forged, right? Like, we do hard things. That's when we're forged. And I appreciate that message. Let's go, Blessing. And then Jennifer, we'll go to you. And then I'm going to have Mel kind of wrap up our session for the day. Let's go, Blessing. Where are you at?
Love everything that Brandy just said. And as you were pivoting the conversation and asking, like, what are you going to do? The other side of that is you also just have to be honest and own where you are. If you don't want to do anything, that's fine. That's on you. But don't complain. Don't cry. Don't say it doesn't work. Don't be out there bad mouthing the process because you chose not to do the work. It's that you have to face that honesty and realize, like, if you genuinely are okay with where you are, that's it. Don't, don't try to blame everyone else. But if there's even an inch of tension of saying, I wish this could be better, then you owe it to yourself to put like full metal, like put foot on the gas pedal, go 100 miles per hour, and just run through the wall of doubt and make it happen, because you will be so much more proud of yourself for doing the things even when you didn't want to. And then the results, they're not even they're great, but who you become is probably the best part of it. So just run straight through.
Man, I appreciate you per usual, my friend. I appreciate that. Let's go to Jennifer, the New Agent Diary author. Let's go.
Yeah, so obviously leaning into absolutely what everyone has said throughout this call, what's really important is leaning into action without knowing the path ahead. And obviously that is everything that we've all been preaching this whole time. But I wasn't really taking that into consideration when I started my diaries. My biggest fear was sharing these diaries with my sphere of influence on my main page. So what I did this weekend is I was like, you know what? Let me promote this journey with the people closest to me. And that was like the scariest step to take. I did it. I went to work, left my phone. I came back. I had people reaching out. Hey, me and my husband were just thinking about buying a house. I can't believe you're in real estate now. You're on my mind as soon as he gets back. I had somebody I haven't talked to for weeks, repost my journey and say, I am so proud of her. Like, this is part of the community. Like, she's a Latina, so she's like Latina community up. And I just didn't expect that reaction from my sphere of influence. I was super, super scared in bringing those two worlds together. And I think another great thing about keeping it moving is that we get to vocalize these things with each other and be happy for each other. And that's like so good for our mental state to be able to say that out loud and say, okay, I did that. What's next? And what that highlighted for me as well is, okay, these people are actually reaching out to me. I have to get it going with knowing the ins and outs of a buyer's consultation. That highlighted my lack in that area. It's like, okay, well, I'm getting this attention now. Well, I better back it up with something that I've been avoiding, which is a buyer consultation practice. So, okay, yeah, that's like my contribution.
Wow. Really, really astute. I appreciate this. And while saying, if you are on our team, obviously we have guests on the line. If you are on our team and you want access to leads, you want your phone to ring with qualified buyers from Zillow, you have to get through your 30-day checklist. It is a 30-day checklist. And if you don't get through that, I am the gatekeeper. You will not get leads within our organization if you don't get through that 30-day checklist. And included in that 30-day checklist is practicing your buyer consultation via video and then hopping on a call with me. So you want leads? I got you. You got to do your work. So let's go, Alex, rapid fire. Then I'll go over to Mel. Alex, what do you have for us, my friend? Key thoughts, key contributions. Let's go.
Real quick. Real estate's the easiest thing. It's all about being consistent. 1% a day kind of adds up. And I'm sure we've all had it hard in the past. But if you take your multivitamin every day, you're not going to see results for 20 years. You stretch every day, you're not going to see results for 5 years. Everything's easy if you just do it every day. So choose one thing you can do every day, do that for 30 days, and then add one more thing you can do every day. It's not really it's not hard work, but it will be hard if you don't do it.
Man, Alex, I appreciate you, big dog. Let's go, Mel. Last contribution. Take us off the field, my friend. Give us a key thought, key takeaway from our time together today. Happy Monday to you. Let's roll.
Happy Monday to you as well. I really love this conversation, and this ties in really well with something that I've been deep diving into kind of behind the scenes as a hobby for myself, which is wealth, visibility, and success, and how that's tied to your identity and how you feel safe in your body showing up. And I realized that I've been guilty of this since I had my son and I gained a lot of weight, and I've been having a lot more just, self-doubt, not feeling great about yourself. You gain some weight, you don't look good, you don't feel good when you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. And that has caused a series of me not feeling safe and not feeling good to want to show up. And if you know me, that's not who I am. And so for anyone that might be feeling that way, I really love that we talked about identity, because my identity is someone just like you guys. Like, I like to be out there. I like people. I like to get active. I love energy. I love to be around, people that are movers and shakers and have a lot more knowledge than I do, that are hungry to learn, hungry to grow. I think of myself like a sponge, as I'm sure a lot of people on this call do. That's why we show up to these types of environments, to get better. But a lot of times we don't end up doing anything with it, right? Like, we show up to these calls, we get inspired, and then we don't end up doing anything with it. We don't post, we don't go knock on the doors, and we don't end up picking up the phone at the end of the day, right? I mean, how many people are actually going to get off this group coaching call and go pick up the phone and call 10 people? Like, truth, right? Who's honestly going to go do that shit right now? And a lot of times it's because we don't feel safe. And so I wrote this really quick little piece. I'm just going to share it with you guys. If you got to hop off, you got to hop off, because I know we're 2 minutes over. But success, wealth, and visibility don't just start with your strategy. They start in your body and in your nervous system. If your body associates growth with danger, you will subconsciously sabotage the very things that you want. So more money means more responsibility. More visibility means more eyes. More impact means more capacity. But your body and your nervous system's job is to make you feel safe, not successful. So it's going to resist the expansion. It's going to resist picking up the phone and making those calls. It's going to resist creating that reel and posting on Instagram today. Our job is to push through that barrier. Unless you don't want to be in bigger rooms, unless you don't want to be able to put food on the table for your family, unless you want to look at your son and say, I'm so sorry, mommy couldn't afford a birthday party this year. So when your nervous system is regulated, it creates range. And when we feel safe in our bodies, that creates the capacity to be consistent and move forward. So I took this to a whole deeper level, but you guys, the work is simple. This is not shallow shit. Like, we really gotta buckle in. We gotta strap in, and we gotta create that safety in our body by showing up, by being consistent, by coming to environments like this that Elias has graciously created for us, but then push through and execute and actually do the things that you say that you want to do, but move through that shit and actually do it and come out of the other side of it, and then consistently create that over and over again so that you feel safe enough to move forward and elevate your identity to that next level.
I mean, you guys, sorry we went over a little bit, but I think it was applicable to make sure that we ended on that message. You guys, it's never a business problem. It's a personal problem. It's a personal challenge. It's a personal identity shift. And when you could get right with that, I promise you the business will just show up as a result. So you guys, thank you for being patient. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your contribution. I think we had 12 contributions today. That's what this is all about. So you guys, thank you for being here. And as always, my friends, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision.